Welcome back, Pokemon trainers. Professor Chaz here. The lab coat's on back order, and we are here once again at Heroes Beacon, our Pokemon League in the area, for another Pokemon TCG pre-release tournament, this one being for the new set coming up, Lost Thunder. Now, as per usual, we're going to go inside, and I'll show you the rundown of a Pokemon TCG pre-release tournament so you guys can know what to expect if you have one in your area coming up that you'd like to attend. We're also going to check out a lot of the new cards coming out in this current expansion that goes on sale. I'll find that out for you at one point. And possibly see some of these cards on the battlefield and see just what they can do in a tournament setting. So without any further ado, let's pop on inside and check things out. The Pokemon TCG pre-release tournament is a special event held at Pokemon Leagues throughout North America. At these events, players can pay an entry fee set by the league organizer and obtain a special pre-release pack containing a 22-card pack, one exclusive foil promo card, and 4 booster packs of the newest expansion coming out up to 2 weeks before the expansion officially goes on sale in North America. The 22-card pack forms a basic core of a custom deck containing Pokemon of 2 different energy types, including some evolutionary chains of these Pokemon, along with a number of trainer cards. The foil promo card will correspond with one of the Pokemon types in this 22-card pack. The 4 booster packs are your standard random assortment of 10 additional cards from the upcoming expansion. Once the league organizer announces it's time to begin, players will then have 30 minutes to open all of their packs and construct a 40-card deck comprised of just those new cards, along with any basic energy cards they require, which will be provided by the league organizer. While the normal rules of deck construction state that a deck may not contain any more than 4 copies of any particular card, that rule does not apply to decks constructed during a pre-release tournament. That means that if you happen to pull 5 or more cards with the same name out of your 22-card pack and booster packs, you can include as many of them in your deck as you'd like. The tournament then gets underway with each player testing their newly constructed deck against one another. The matches are shorter than in a regular tournament with only 4 prize cards per match. A participation prize is awarded to all players who complete the full tournament, and that prize is an additional 3 booster packs of the latest expansion. Something important to note regarding pre-release tournaments is that after the tournament concludes, the usual rules of deck construction apply to this particular expansion, which means these cards are not permitted to be used in play Pokemon events until the 3rd Friday of the month in which this expansion goes on sale. After that, you're free to use these cards and include them in your custom decks however you'd like. So now let's go sit down and check out a match in play here at the Lost Thunder pre-release tournament for Pokemon TCG. We're now getting this match ready to roll here at the Lost Thunder pre-release tournament for Pokemon TCG at Heroes Beacon. This is, I believe, round 2, in which player 1 had lost the first match, so they get to choose who's going to take the first turn this time. They've opted to let player 2 take the first turn. It's always an important decision, who goes first. If you go first, you don't get to attack on your first turn, but neither player can evolve a Pokemon on their first turn, so therefore you get the chance to evolve sooner than the opponent. Getting everything set up here. I believe player number 2 thought they're in a regular tournament, put an extra couple prize cards down, but they did catch it, fortunately. No procedural errors in that sense. So we see Chikorita on player 1's side facing off against Carbink on player 2's side with Snubbull and Poplio on player 2's bench. I do apologize, I don't have the English images for pretty much all these cards. Did you know that this set has over 200 cards in it? And the cards that I happen to get, I didn't get a lot of the same cards that the players happen to get. So therefore, I couldn't get the English scans, but I can just tell you what the cards do, basically. So we saw player 1 had placed a Fairy Energy onto their active Carbink. Player 2 now is, or has, played a Jigglypuff onto their bench and have attached a Fairy Energy to it. You're going to see that this set has a nice boost for a lot of Fairy-type Pokemon, in addition to Lightning-type, because of course it is called Lost Thunder. So we see Poplio evolved into Brione on the bench. Another energy has been attached to the active Carbink. It can now use the ability called, sorry, not the ability, the attack called Wonder Ray, doing 30 damage, and preventing all effective attacks, including damage done to Carbink during the opponent's next turn from Pokemon that have an ability. So here we see player number 1 evolving their Chikorita into a Bayleaf, which does not have an ability, fortunately, so it's able to do the damage and do the special effects as well. I believe it has a move called Soothing Scent, which does 20 damage, and does put the opposing Pokemon to sleep. So right here, there's a bit of a confusion over how does the sleep condition work. The players do call over one of the judges to get the load, or the lowdown, the rundown, the info, basically, to learn how to do it. And as I say, you're going to see in this match, Wigglytuff is a very tough Pokemon. And Jigglypuff on player number 1's side is getting ready to roll. It all comes down to a new kind of a tool that has been brought into this set. I don't think we've seen anything like it before. It is called Fairy Charm. Now, we actually don't see it in this particular battle, but a Fairy Charm, essentially, there are, I think, 3 different types right now. Fighting, or rather, Fairy Charm Fighting, Fairy type, what am I saying? Fairy Charm Dragon, and Fairy Charm Psychic, maybe? Each of them says the Fairy type Pokemon that has this tool attached to them takes no damage, I think, from opposing Pokemon EX or GX of the type that the Fairy Charm is related to. So it's kind of a powerful little thing. But the reason it makes it so powerful on Wigglytuff is it has an attack called, I believe, called Charm Slap or something like that. Charm something. And it does 70 damage plus 70 more if the Wigglytuff has a Fairy Charm of any type attached to it. So we see player 1 has played a timer ball, flip 2 coins, and for each head, search the deck for an evolution Pokemon, and take it. Sadly, a couple of tails were flipped with those 2 competition legal coin flip dies. And, should I say dies or dice? Dice is the right term. Anyway, another Grass Energy attached to the Bayleaf, unable to yet use its move that does 50 damage, Razor Leaf, but doing another 20 damage Soothing Scent, and let's see if player 2 wakes up. We do see a wake up. That is a heads. There was a bit of an error. They did not flip that coin or roll that die in between their turn to player 1's turn. Not that it mattered. Staying asleep during the opponent's turn, it can affect the game if player number 1, for example, had a move that did more damage if there's a special condition on the Pokemon, but fortunately that did not come into play. They go for the Wonder Ray, doing another 30 damage, and again, if the opposing Pokemon had any abilities, they would take no damage to their card bank next turn. That is not the case, but we see another Jigglypuff added to player 1's bench, and a Fairy Energy attached to Bayleaf, which does allow for Razor Leaf 50 damage, knocking down the card bank, and prize 1 has been taken. Player 2 promotes a Snubble to the active spot, which has no energy, so it's probably just there to take some hits, as we see the previously evolved Jigglypuff into Wigglytuff now being able to get powered up a little bit more. They want to try to power up for that Charm Slap attack. So, speaking of Wigglytuff, player number 1 has just evolved their own Jigglypuff as well, which does have some energy attached, so the goal is to get these powered up and ready to roll. We see a Larvitar has also been played to player 1's bench, and the Bayleaf goes for a Razor Leaf 50 damage onto the Snubble. So now, here we go. Player number 2 drew a card, but holds on to it for the time being. Not particularly useful at the moment. We see player 1 play a new trainer card, a supporter called Mina. She is, of course, the captain of, was it Pony Island? One of the trial captains, the Fairy-type trial captain. Search your deck for a Fairy Energy and attach it to one of your Pokemon, and then shuffle your deck. Not bad for energy acceleration. So another Razor Leaf, or even the Soothing Scent, would have done the damage to knock out the Snubble. Prize number 2 for player 1 has been taken, but here we see the power of Wigglytuff coming up on player number 2's side. So how do they want to play this turn out? They're going to play their own Mina, search your deck for a Fairy Energy and attach it to one of your Pokemon, and then shuffle up. Again, like I said, good for energy acceleration, and this does allow Wigglytuff the energy needed to go for the Charm Slap attack, if they so choose to do so. But if they do, there's another Wigglytuff on the opposing side, and it could come down to a Wigglytuff versus Wigglytuff. We do see the Charm Slap knocking out the Bayleaf, so player number 2 takes their first prize. And player 1 has, yep, indeed sent up their own Wigglytuff, attaching another energy to it. It is now powered up to go for the Charm Slap, which it does 70 damage. With the Fairy Charm attached, it would do another 70. It could one-shot an opposing Wigglytuff. Now we see player 2 has just evolved their Brioni into Primarina, attaching a water energy from hand to it, and then playing the old copycat card. Gonna shuffle their hand into the deck, they don't have a hand right now, and taking one card for each card in the opposing player's hand. Bit of a slight error. I know I sound like I'm nitpicking, but the copycat does say shuffle your hand into the deck. Even if you don't have a hand, you would still shuffle the deck, which in this case does not really have any sort of adverse effects, but if either player had done something to sort of stack the few cards at the top of the deck of player number 2, shuffling the deck would make an important difference in the match. So when you play Copycat, even if you don't have a hand, you still got to shuffle it up. But here we see a new Prism Star card has been played. Actually, no, we see a Fairy Charm. Player number 1 just played it, but they also played the Life Forest Prism Star. It is a stadium that comes into play, and nice thing about the Prism Star stadiums, they seem to say if the opponent, or sorry, if any player, I believe, plays an item or supporter card, ignore all effects of that card done to the stadium itself. This particular one, Life Forest, says once during each player's turn, they can heal 60 damage in a special condition from one of their Pokemon. And player number 2 has promoted Primarina to the active spot, and they're going so fast, I can't keep up. A new tool card, Counter Gain. You attach it to a Pokemon, of course stays attached as a tool, and it says, if you have more prizes remaining than the opponent, the attacks of this Pokemon that has the tool require 1 colorless energy less, which is kind of nice. Alright, so they do get the knockout with their Hypno Splash attack. 80 damage, does take down the Wigglytuff, and player number 1 sends up there a Larvitar, basically to take a hit. They throw a Fighting Energy onto it. Now playing the Underground Expedition supporter, look at the bottom 4 cards of your deck, choose any 2 cards you want, put them into hand, and then shuffle the other 2 back, or no, place the other 2 back underneath, I believe it is. And you don't really need to show the opponent your cards. It's fortunately one of those things where it's like, you can just take whatever cards you want, it doesn't matter. You're not forced to show that. If it's a card that says take energy cards, you don't need to reveal that you have taken energy cards. Since you can take any 2 cards you want, you can just take and put them in your hand. That's kind of nice. I love things like that the opponent has no way of knowing what you're getting. But they don't have the energy to attack. Larvitar stays up there as player number 2 draws, gets TV Reporter, draw 3 cards, then discard a card from your hand. It says, if you have no cards in your deck, you cannot play this card. But they did, so it was fortunate that they can go ahead and get now another Brione on their bench. And I think they just go for the Hypno Splash attack, doing a nice chunk of 80 damage. I didn't mention this either, but you're noticing that the Primarina does have an ability. I believe it's called Harmonics, and it says when you attach an energy from your hand to one of your Pokemon, you may attach 2 energy cards instead, which is kind of nice. Energy Acceleration, most definitely. We do see the knockout on the Larvitar, both players down to 1 prize remaining. Jigglypuff comes to the active spot on player 1's side. Unfortunately, even with that 1 fairy energy, it can only attack to do 10 damage. Not really going to turn the tide of the battle in player number 1's side. We see, since the counter gain no longer applies, both players at 1 prize, the energy is attached. Another Hypno Splash from Primarina does get the win for player number 2, and that is the match here at the Pokemon TCG Pre-Release Tournament at Heroes Beacon for a Lost Thunder. Now let's go grab a seat and see what I get out of my own Build and Battle pre-release pack here for the pre-release tournament for Lost Thunder. So the tournament is now complete, but before we get to my Build and Battle pre-release pack here, we're going to take a look at what Mark has picked up from Heroes Beacon. What is this one called again?
It's the Dragon Majesty Super Premium Collection box.
It ain't just a premium collection, it's a super premium collection. Alright, tear that plastic off. You gotta see what comes in this thing.
Oh yeah, it's hard to.
I've already seen immediately, the first thing I noticed was, of course, the figure. I like collectibles and stuff like that, of course. Cards, collectible cards, I like those. So let's see what we get out of this. I like the Great Ball design of the box as well here too. So, we got us a couple of, you know what, I'm going to see if I can bring this in. We'll get some close-ups of this here too.
So we get Pokémon-GX and Dragonite GX.
Nice. Some Rainbow Rares. We have the figure there as well. Now we're going to see a playmat.
Oh, I think I got something good.
A little history book about dragons then and now for Dragon Majesty. Probably some cool art and stuff in there.
Oh, yeah.
What's that playmat looking like, I wonder?
I think...
Unless you don't want to unwrap it yet, if you want to keep... Okay. It's got to be seen, right?
Yes, it's got Drampa, Turtonator, and Zekrom, I believe.
Okay.
That.
There's probably a few more that are tucked away within the inner wrappings of it. But you guys can probably see something on the camera. That is, looks like 3... Are those Elite Trainer boxes?
Yep. 3 card boxes.
Okay. So is it, you just get like the 10 booster packs total, but there's stuff in each of these boxes, I think.
I don't think so.
No? Okay. Because when I saw the outside of the box, I thought it was like 3 full trainer or Elite Trainer boxes, and I thought, that's a lot of stuff to get.
Yeah, but still, even without that, that's still a lot.
And you do get, I believe there's 10 booster packs in here?
10 people. Yep.
Alright, so what we're probably going to do, is there anything else to show at the moment?
Nope.
Not just yet. So Mark's going to be opening the packs and seeing what special, you know, perhaps Pokémon-GX and stuff that he might be picking up while we open up our Lost Thunder Build and Battle pre-release pack right here. So I'm going to get myself set up. We'll get Mark to shuffle to the side a little bit, and I'll sneak into the middle. And he'll be back in a little while. We'll see what kind of special, amazing cards he picks up. So it is now time to check out what we get out of our own Lost Thunder pre-release pack right here. Of course, as you know, we get our 22 card pack, which I did open technically. I haven't looked at the cards yet, but I did get it so I can get some footage of all the cards. We got our 4 booster packs of Pokemon TCG Lost Thunder, and most important of all, we get the write-up. We gotta hear about this Lost Thunder. Lost Thunder, Ancient Power Echoing, that's enough. Here on the back, here's your building tips for building a deck. This is what you get for your pre-release. And let's get to the cards. So, first of all, my promo card is going to be Giratina. This I saw was pretty interesting. The ability of Distortion Door. Listen to this. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in your discard pile, you may put it onto your bench. If you do, put 1 damage counter on 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So it basically comes back from the discard and does damage, which is nice. And before we get into anything else, let's just talk about this little thing back here. This is your code card for Pokemon TCG Online. When I say your code card, I mean that. Because, of course, as always, for our Pokemon pre-release tournaments, I'm giving you folks a chance to win some of these code cards. All you gotta do is answer the question of the day, which I'll leave you here. And when the set goes on sale, which, again, I forgot to check when, but when it goes on sale, that weekend, I'll be doing a random draw of everybody who has answered the question of the day with hashtag QOTD in that comment to receive one of the many code cards I'll be pulling out today. Question is, which card, this is the same kind of thing I do all the time, which card from the Lost Thunder expansion would you most like to receive and why? Do you like it for playability? Do you like it for the card art? Do you like it for just the Pokemon species itself? Let me know why, what card it is, and put hashtag QOTD. You have a chance to win a code card. Which one what?
Question to me.
What's that?
It's mostly a question for me.
Mostly a question for you, is it? Okay, so...
Collection.
Okay, a collection, I get ya.
Yeah, I mostly collect them all.
Same here. I haven't played like physically in a long time, but I like to just get the cards. So Shadow Impact is 130. Put 4 damage counters on 1 of your Pokemon. Ow! So you hurt yourself to do that. Alright, so what else do we get? We got Professor Elm's Lecture. Search your deck for up to 3 Pokemon with 60 HP or less, reveal them, put them into your hand, and then shuffle your deck. We got Professor Kukui, which we know all about. How, which we know all about, but that's the more recent art that they've given them. Timer Ball we've seen. Mareep, Thunder Shocks for 10 and might paralyze. We've got, where are you, Flaffy. Signal Beam was 40 and confuses with no coin flip. We've got an Ampharos with Unseen Flash. Once during your turn, you may put 2 Lightning Energy cards from your hand in the Lost Zone. If you do, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. That's going to work well with a Raikou, which I've seen in this set. And Split Bomb does 50 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. Next up we have a Sightseer. You may discard any number of cards from your hand, then draw cards until you have 5 in your hand. If you can't draw any cards in this way, you can't play this card. Okay. Copycat, we've seen. Shuffle the hand of the deck, then draw 1 card for each of your opponent's cards in hand. Looker, getting 3 cards from the bottom of the deck. The Nest Ball, searching for basic Pokemon. This is new. Mixed Herbs. You may play 2 Mixed Herb cards at once. If you played 1, remove a special condition from your active Pokemon. If you played 2, heal 90 damage and remove all special conditions from your active Pokemon. Nice, I see. We got Poipole with Eye Opener. Look at your face-down prize cards, or Peck for 20. We have Naganadel, non-GX, still an Ultra Beast though, Charging Up ability. Once during your turn, you may attach a basic energy card from your discard pile to this Pokemon. Not bad. Energy retrieval is nice. Turning Point does 80 plus. If you have exactly 3 prize cards remaining, it does 80 more. Not bad. 160 being done. Natu has Lost March. This is interesting. This attack does 20 damage for each of your Pokemon except Prism Star Pokemon in the Lost Zone. Kind of interesting. And Xatu, Energy Gaze. 30 plus, your opponent reveals their hand. If you find any energy cards there, this does 60 more. Psychic Sphere does 80. Alright, so that's what I got out of my pre-release pack. Or I guess the 22 card pre-built pack. We've got 2 Lugia, Celebi, and a Zeraora. Which do you think we should open first?
The Zeraora.
The Zeraora. Alright, we have a request for a Zeraora. So let us see if we have an aura of good luck with Zeraora. So first of all,
let's see if you get him.
I'm gonna slip that code card to the side. Now, how's this pack trick work again? Uncommon, uncommon, uncommon. Energy.
Oh, you just said to rate part of the video.
Am I doing this right? I haven't done this in forever.
Opening the packs.
Let's try this. If I did it right, energy, water energy, okay. We got a Poplio, Disarming Voice does 20, and May Confuse.
Pokemon Go now.
Not just yet, no, but Piplup is, yes. Wurmple can ram for 10 damage. We have a Cyndaquil with Smokescreen for 10, and the opponent might miss their next attack.
That's okay.
Got Dedenne with Nuzzle, which may paralyze, and Nuzzle Shot does 10 damage for each of your Pokemon in play that has the Nuzzle attack to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon, so it hits the bench specifically.
Not a good one.
We got Scary Bruxish, look at the teeth.
Oh god, that's scary.
Mind Bend does 20 and confuses. Follow the Wound, ouch, 60 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon that has any damage counters on it. Okay.
That's a cool one.
We've got another uncommon, Shiinotic with Effect Spore. If this Pokemon is your active Pokemon and is damaged by an attack, your opponent's attack, the defending Pokemon is now asleep. And Dream's Touch does 50, and if the opponent's active Pokemon is asleep, your opponent shuffles all energy from it into their deck. That can really shut down a strategy. We also got a Carbink, which is uncommon. Wonder Ray does 30. During your opponent's next turn, prevent all effects of damage, all effects of attacks, including damage, done to this Pokemon by any Pokemon with an ability. And Power Gem does 60. We've next got another uncommon. So Girafarig's first attack is called Get Lost. Put 2 cards from your opponent's discard pile in the lost zone. That's interesting. Mind Shock does 70, and it is not affected by weakness or resistance. I think that's reverse foil. No, this is the regular rare of the pack. Okay, so Grand Bull, 130 damage with all out. If you have no cards in your hand, it does 130, or sorry, all out does 30, but 130 more damage if you have no cards left in hand. And Giant Fangs does 110. Reverse foil is a Pyroar. Crunch does 30, discarding an energy from the opponent's active Pokemon. Heat Blast does 90. Alright, so I think the next pack I'm going to choose is one of the 2 Lugia packs. Let's see.
If you have the luck.
Now, do you think we're going to get any GXs?
Maybe.
Any Full Arts? Any Prism Star cards?
Celebi is a very lucky one, so that should stay last.
Indeed. Alright, so let us energy. Well, here's the energy. There we go, okay.
Let's see if you get lucky.
Alright, first, a Metal Energy. You gotta get your energy cards. We have a Picky Peck with Peck Off, 10 damage, and before doing damage, discard all tools from the active Pokemon. We've got a Hoppip that tackles for 20. We've got an Eevee which gnaws for 20. We have a Hoppip that does not tackle for 20, but multiply. Search your deck for Hoppip and put it onto your bench, then shuffle your deck. We have Cutiefly, Sweet Scent, heal 30 damage from one of your Pokemon.
Nice.
I think the uncommons, we have an Ariados, Trapping Thread, 30 damage. Whenever your opponent plays an item or supporter card from their hand during their next turn, prevent all effects of that card done to the defending Pokemon. And Poison Jab does 70, so okay, that prevents their defending Pokemon this turn from any effects, okay. And Poison Jab does 70, poisoning the active Pokemon. Next we have a Mantine with Mantine Surf. If this Pokemon has any energy attached to it, it's got no retreat cost. Surf does a simple 100 damage. We have a Kirlia, which can beat for 20, and Disarming Voice does 50 and confuses.
I guess that's okay.
Reverse foil, Vespiquen, Commanding Queen for 120. If you have 4 or fewer grass Pokemon on your bench, this does nothing. Ow, you need a bunch of grass types.
That's not a very good one.
Now, the rare card, I felt something amazing. Why is it upside down? Mimikyu-GX.
Ooh.
Okay, Perplex, confuses. Let's Snuggle and Fall is its next attack.
Everybody clap.
10 plus,
Okay,
thank you. 30 more damage for each damage counter on the opponent's active Pokemon. And look how cool that guy is. And Dream Fear GX. Choose one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. Your opponent shuffles that Pokemon and all cards attached to it into their deck.
That's a good one.
It's so creepy. Alright, I've got a couple more packs to go through, and then you can show me all the amazing cards you got there, Mark.
Why are you using the very lucky one?
We'll go Lugia. We'll go 2 Lugia back to back.
Yeah.
Alright.
We can't go for the very, very lucky one yet.
Indeed. But I did manage to get a GX. I think that's better than the last time we had a
I
pre-release.
think we should put him in a pile for himself.
No way. I'm gonna... You know what? Let's do it. You're right. What am I thinking? We're gonna check those out in a little bit.
He's very cool looking too.
Alright, what do we get for pack number 3?
He's not the best GX.
Fighting
but he's a
energy.
pretty cool one.
We got another Picky Peck, a different one. Send back. Your opponent switches their active Pokemon with one of their benched. Peck does 20.
Not bad.
Slugma, Stampede does 20, and Flamethrower does 60. Discard an energy from it.
Okay, that thing is a little
We have
bit okay.
we have Snubble that makes a mess. The attack 20 times. Discard up to 2 trainer cards from your hand. This does 20 damage for each card you discarded in this way.
So if you have like a lot of them,
Marini does 30 times. Flip 2 coins, so 30 for each heads. We have another. They got so many different variations of the same species in this one.
I know.
Mareep with Fluffy Pillow. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, you may leave your opponent's active Pokemon asleep. And Tackle does 20. We have a Carbink again. We've seen that one already. Another Giraffe Rig, which takes 2 opposing discarded cards and puts them in the lost zone.
That's the same one again.
Quilava does Hammer in for 30 and Super Singe for 60 and causes a burn. Nice. Reverse Foil, a Sightseer, which we've seen already, and the rare of this pack. It's going to be a Shaman. Floral Heal ability. Once during your turn, you may heal 20 damage from your active grass Pokemon. Ram can do a basic 30.
Here
So,
comes the
quickly,
very lucky one.
We're going to burn through our Celebi pack, and then it's all empty. I got that one. I know you're keeping a lookout for me. Make sure I don't miss any cards. Much appreciated. Can't open this pack. Here we go. Alright, another code card for our giveaway. Being given away to our side pile. Now, let's see what we got.
Oh, I have a ton of cards that I can just give to you after I finally
sweet.
finish them.
Okay, we've got Fire
Until I
Energy.
figure out how to.
We got Litleo, Wild Dash. If your opponent has any Pokemon GX or EX in play, this Pokemon has no retreat cost. Takedown does 30 and 10 to itself. We've got a Combi with B March. Search your deck for up to 3 Combi and put them onto your bench, and then shuffle the deck. Pinecone. I'm getting so many new cards. I haven't hardly had any repeats yet. Continuous Headbutt 20 times. Flip a coin until you get tails.
It would be a lucky one.
Indeed. Cyndaquil hammers in for 30.
Oh, that's
Ralts Beckon. Put a supporter card from your discard pile into your hand, and Beat does 20. We got another Quilava. We got a Stantler with Mystifying Horns. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. And Enhanced Horns, 20 plus, 60 more if it has a tool attached. We've got Morty, the Ghost-type Gym Leader of Gen 2. You can play this card only if one of your Psychic Pokemon was knocked out on your opponent's last turn. Your opponent reveals their hand. Choose 2 cards you find there. Your opponent shuffles them back into their deck. Alright, the Reverse Foil is almost a sad-looking Chinchou, it almost looked like. Thunder Wave may paralyze. Lightning Ball does 20. The rare card of our final pack of the pre-release pack is Moltres. Neat. Assisting Heater for 30 damage. You may attach a Fire Energy card from your hand to one of your bench Pokemon. Fire Wing does 90 damage.
not bad.
Pretty nice. So that is what I got out of my pre-release pack.
Cool.
We got 4 code cards. If you guys want to have a chance to win one of the code cards, again, just answer the question of the day, which is, which card from the Lost Thunder expansion would you most like to receive and why? Answer that question with hashtag QOTD in the comment, almost said description, and you have a chance to win one of those code cards, but we're not done yet. Mark's coming back in. We're going to take a look at his special cards. Okay, so let's see what you got.
An Altaria GX.
Nice. Very nice stuff. Dragon type GX. It's full art too, right?
Yep.
Very cool. It does the Bright Tone for 50. And during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from Pokemon GX and EX. Sonic Edge does 110, and damage is not affected by any effects on the opponent's active Pokemon. Euphoria GX. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep, and heal all damage from all of your Pokemon.
That's a pretty good card.
Indeed.
Even though I didn't get to see it.
No, but you'll see the video, I'm sure.
Yeah. Next up.
Is that
Victini
Prism Star. Infinity. 20 times. Does 20 damage for each, let's see what it says, each basic energy card in your discard pile. Then shuffle those cards into your deck. That can do quite a bit, at least the first time you use it.
Oh, yeah.
And what else did you get? Those are some pretty good cards to start with. We got ourselves
Salamence.
good old
GX.
Scales the Salamence GX. Dragon Lift, your Pokemon in play have no retreat cost except for GX and EX. Bright Flame for 200 discards 2 energy from this Pokemon. And Flame Jet GX does 120 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. So even the bench, you can target that down.
Okay.
Anything else from...
I got 2 more highlights. Just 2. Right?
This is nice. I mean, like, you got a lot of packs out of that, so you get some really good stuff. Reshiram GX Full Art. Flame Charge for 1 energy of any kind. Search your deck for up to 2 fire energy cards and attach them to this Pokemon, and then shuffle. Scorching Column for 110. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned, so basically it's 130 because the burn causes 20 more.
Right.
And Vermilion GX for 180. You may attach up to 5 fire energy cards from your hand to your Pokemon in any way you like.
That's
Very good. Good power and good acceleration on the energies.
And
Very extreme.
And-
Rainbow GX of Salamence.
Interesting stuff. So the same attacks that we saw, but the Rainbow Rare. Plus you got the Rainbow Rare. Was it Kingdra and Dragonite, I think they were?
Yes.
So which of all of those cards you got would you say is probably your favorite of them all?
Oh, I'm going to go with the Bikini Star.
The Prism Star? Because
Oh, yeah.
think how much this can do. You can have, like, say, even like 10 basic energy in the discard pile is 200,
Oh, yeah.
which is not bad. If you have ways to continuously get that energy back in the discard pile, you can keep that attack going quite a bit. So congratulations. Was it worth your money to buy that
Oh, yeah.
pack? Indeed it was, looks like. Congratulations.
Yeah.
But that's not all, because,
There's
of course,
more.
4 more booster packs to open up. Now, let's start with the lucky guy this time. Celebi. Let's see what we get. I think I'm going to save
That.
Blacephalon for the last, because we haven't seen that one yet. But let's see what happens with these ones.
What's this?
So it's even more code cards being given up for you folks as well. So to the side, to the pile it goes. Can we get some amazing luck of this one?
Maybe you can get 2 GX.
I could. I think I did that right. Possibly more GX to be seen. Fire Energy, that's not a GX. Stunfisk does flail 10 times for each damage counter on this Pokemon, and Thunder Blast 50, discard a lightning energy from this Pokemon. But that's not bad for 1 lightning, it's doing 50 damage.
That's where the Pokemon go.
Scyther, 10 damage plus. Flip 3 coins. If one of them is heads, this does 20 more. If 2 of them are heads, it does 50 more. If all of them are heads, it does 70 more.
Ooh, that's good.
That ain't terrible. You got a Cyndaquil,
Even though it only does 70.
another Dedenne. We've got another Bruxish, so we're seeing some repeats now, which is okay. We have a Silcoon with Cocoon Collector. Search your deck for up to 4 in any combination of Silcoon and Cascoon and put them onto your bench. That is really good because that's letting you go to stage 1 Pokemon without needing to evolve into it. I always like cards like that. Rolling Tackle for a measly 20.
That goes in that.
We got a Lost Blender.
That's weird.
Put 2 cards from your hand in the Lost Zone, and if you do, draw a card. That actually works well with the Raikou. Hopefully we'll see that. We'll talk about how that will work in conjunction.
Items go here.
We got us a Magearna.
Nice.
A nice mythical, I believe. What is it? Minor Errand Running. Search your deck for up to 2 basic energy cards. Reveal them and put them into your hand. Energy Press does 30 plus 20 more times the amount of energy attached to the opponent's active Pokemon.
This is where the mythical and legendaries go.
We got a reverse foil Chinchou. And the rare is a Cofagrigus. Spirit Juggling, 10 plus. Discard any number of your bench Pokemon. This does 30 more damage for each bench Pokemon you discarded in this way. Okay, let's put you up there. Alright, we're going to go with Lugia next. We've opened up 2 Lugia. I'm going to do the Zeraora and then the Blacephalon. So, get this code card. Secret it away. Off to the side it goes. Do you think we're going to get a full art? What do you think? Rainbow Rare, full art, reverse foil, all of it.
All of it, I don't know.
He's guessing over. He's estimating my chances. First up, Grass Energy. Second up, I have a Yamask with Haunt. Put 1 damage counter on your opponent's active Pokemon.
Hey, you now have the evolution.
Marini, yeah. Peck for 10 and Pin Missile for 10 times the number of coins flipped. 4 coins. Psychic goes up there. We got a Wurmple with Poison Sting, which simply poisons.
That's nice.
A Fanpea with Last Resort, 50 damage, but if flip a coin, if tails, it does nothing.
Oh,
Nice.
That's sad.
And a Cubchoo with Secondary Chills. You know what? I just noticed there's 214 cards in this expansion.
Yeah.
That's why I'm seeing so many new different ones each time. Secondary chills. You can use this attack only if you go second and only on your first turn. The opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Beat for 20. I think we're at the uncommon. This is what I wanted. Memory Energy. Listen to this. This special energy provides colorless, but the Pokemon this card is attached to can use any attack from its previous evolutions.
Ooh, that's good.
So any of its other stages, it can use any of those attacks. I like that. We've got a spell tag. When the psychic Pokemon this card is attached to is knocked out by damage from an opponent's attack, put 4 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. Interesting. That's another item, a trainer card. Shuckle. We've seen Shuckle in this tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Fresh Squeeze. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 3 basic energy cards and discard them. Then shuffle your deck. Energy Drink. Attach 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile to your Pokemon in any way you like. So it's basically discarding energy and reattaching it. Reverse Foil. Kecleon. Oh, listen to this. Unit color I or 1. I don't know. As long as this Pokemon has unit energy, grass, fire, water attached to it, it is a grass, fire, and water Pokemon. Tongue Smack does 10 plus. If the opponent's active Pokemon is an evolution, does 50 more. Very nice. The rare card. 2 cannon. A big old beak. Heat beak,
and his other attack
40 damage, and the opponent's active Pokemon is now burned. And Gigantic-Cannon. I like that name. 160. If this Pokemon evolved during this turn, this does nothing. So you need to use it on the following turn. Interesting stuff.
If you touch its beak, it will probably burn your hand.
His beak super heats up, indeed. It's called Heat Beak, the first move. Alright, the next to last booster pack, Zeraora. Let's see if I can open this.
Yeah.
Come on.
Guys, don't worry.
So we got a spoiler. We see Carbon. I am not... Yeah, it's my first day, sorry.
Yeah, it's his first day.
I've never done this ever before.
Yeah, I've been...
Thanks for the cover.
Yeah,
alright.
It's mostly been...
So card, off to the side. Other cards, in hand. What do we find in this pack? First off, the most important card of the day... Fighting Energy. Next most.
That's most.
We got a candy-looking Poplio. Blot does 10 and heal 10 from this Pokemon.
Oh,
a Spinnerack with Spider Scram. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed and poisoned. Put this Pokemon and all cards attached to it in the Lost Zone. Sting does 10. Okay, we have
very good one, but
we have a Dig Dug Onyx, it looks like, with 4 energy needing for Land Crush for 120. Doesn't this look like it's from Dig Dug?
Yeah.
The old NES game, look at that. We have a Blitzel, which can flop for 10 and Zap Kick for 20.
These are cool looking cards.
I like these guys. Carbink, a different kind, a fighting type card.
Onyx.
Diamond Gate. Search your deck for a supporter card and a stadium card. Reveal them and put them into hand. Guard Press for 60. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 20 less damage from attacks. Alright, we have an uncommon Ninjask with no retreat. I love that. Molting. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may put a Shedinja from your discard pile onto your bench. X-Scissor does 40. On a coin flip of heads, 40 more. Next up, Fairy Charm. We've seen a lot of these in this tournament.
These are annoying.
We have prevent all damage done to the Fairy Pokemon this card is attached to by attacks from your opponent's Grass Pokemon-GX and Grass Pokemon-EX. Very cool. There's a Tapu Lele, I think, that benefits from the Fairy Charm. Actually, we've seen Wigglytuff benefits a lot as well. Moo Moo Milk. We got milk here, guys. Choose one of your Pokemon, then flip 2 coins. For each heads, heal 30 damage from that Pokemon. Kind of like Super Potion, but you don't use energy.
It's literally a milk bottle.
It is, indeed. I got a Reverse Foil Spell Tag, which we already seen that one. The rare card of the, what was that, Zeraora? Say Pyroar. We've seen Pyroar. We have was it Reverse Foil Pyroar? I can't remember. Alright.
Preyling card.
The last pack, Blacephalon. What do you think?
I have 1 mythical and legendary.
Yeah, but this is the pack that's going to give me nothing but mythicals and legendaries. That's how it works, right?
No.
Don't just give me some hope.
No.
Give me a chance to hope for life. All right, let's get this. What's that?
You still got a good chance.
Give me that code card. All right, code off to the side. Let's get the cards.
Let's wonder what this is.
Alright.
Because I'm on the other side.
So, the
that's why
rare.
I don't see my
I mean,
hand.
the energy. Okay, stop shaking the table, please. Grab a seat.
My foot can stop being
Alright, we've got Picky Peck again. We've got Slugma again. We've got Snubble again. There's no fairy pile. We've got Marini again. So here's all our duplicates. But that means the good luck is going to come when we get
that's
to...
a new one.
I had that one.
Okay.
Fluffy Pillow. But the rares are going to be super amazing for us. First of all, Whitney. Draw a card, then draw 2 cards for each other Whitney in your discard pile. That's kind of cool. Next up, we have a Netball. Search your deck for a basic grass Pokemon or a grass energy card. Reveal it and put it into your hand. The last uncommon is going to be a Kecleon, unit color 3. As long as this Pokemon has unit energy Fighting Dark Fairy attached, it's a Fighting Dark and Fairy Pokemon.
That's cool.
And it gently slapped for 60. Alright.
Gently slow.
Reverse foil is... Whoa, it's not a reverse foil. Thunder Mountain. Prism Star.
Nice.
The attacks of lightning Pokemon cost 1 lightning less. Don't peek a sneak. Whenever any player plays an item or supporter card from their hand, prevent all effects of that card done to this stadium card.
That gets to go next to this one because
That's
it's a very,
basically...
very special one.
Alright, so the rare is... Do I show it yet? Should I do a... Next time on Professor Chaz's channel, you can also stop hitting the table, please.
Just put up the to be continued meme.
Wobbuffet. We got a Wobbuffet. With Shady Tail. As long as this Pokemon is on your bench, Prism Star Pokemon in play can't attack and have no abilities.
Oh god, that's...
That really shuts things down. Knock Away does 30 plus. Flip of Heads, 30 more damage. So that is what I got out of my pre-release tournament.
So the best 2 were these 2.
I kind of like that Wobbuffet. I also like the Memory Energy, though.
Yeah.
And also there's the Mimikyu.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Those were mostly your best.
So that's what I got out of my packs, but of course you guys have a chance to win the many code cards, which we have drawn out today. We've got, is this 9? 9 code cards.
And you can see more after I get mine finished.
Possibly so, yes, indeed.
And I have a ton.
So if you guys want a chance to win one of these code cards, just answer the question of the day. Question is, of course, which card from the Lost Thunder expansion would you most like to receive and why? And include hashtag QOTD in the comment. And the weekend that these cards go on sale, I'll choose some lucky names from the comment section to win one of these code cards drawn at random. So that is...
I wonder if you're following.
What? That is it. So that's going to wrap things up here at Heroes Beacon's pre-release tournament for the Lost Thunder expansion of Pokemon TCG. Hopefully you guys enjoyed things and checking out the new cards. If you folks have attended a Pokemon TCG pre-release tournament for Lost Thunder in your area, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. How did things go for you? Were there any cool matches you got involved in? Any cool strategies you saw out, playing themselves out? As I said, there's a cool thing with Raikou and sending lightning energy to the Lost Zone. It powers Raikou's power attack up by 90, which is nice. And generally, what kind of cool cards did you happen to get if you attended a tournament? And if you have not attended a tournament and you do not know of any in your area, I'll say go to Pokemon.com, go to their TCG section, or no, I think it's under Find Events. There should be an event locator. You can look up there and see if there's any leagues in your area to get involved in Pokemon TCG. And that's about it for today. So once again, if you want to get involved in the code card giveaway, just answer that question of the day with the hashtag QOTD in your comment. And when the set goes on sale, which I tried to look up, couldn't find it on my phone, it's usually within about a week or so of this video going up, so we'll be good there. In fact, you know what? I've probably put it in the video as a little annotation. But anyways, if you want to get one of those code cards, just answer the question with hashtag QOTD in your answer in the comment, and you have a chance to win one of those cards as soon as the set goes on sale. And if you want to see some more videos that I have done here on the channel, we'll have some links during the outro for you to check out. And if you enjoyed today's episode, of course, feel free to let me know with a like down below. And if you want to follow me on other social media such as Instagram, Twitter, or Discord, links for those are in the description. You can also now join the channel as a member for a member monthly subscription fee. Get yourself access to a guaranteed code card for Pokemon TCG Online every month. Other perks such as custom emojis to use in the chat, in the live streams. You get special badges to indicate your membership status, and other cool guaranteed giveaways and rewards for being a member. Check all that out in the description as well. But we are now done, so once again, folks, thank you for checking things out today. Professor Chaz is now signing off, and I'll catch you next time.